welcome to our podcast, Circadian Conversations, with my fellow boardies. I'm Nicola Glover-Horton. This is Delise, and this is Monica joining me today. And on this episode of our podcast, we are going to be discussing one of my favorite new subjects, which is menopause.
The big M.
Who's ready? Who's ready for that?
I'm ready.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready.
I wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready 10 years ago.
But here we are.
Here we are.
So we're going to talk a little bit about how we deal with menopause, some surprises that we've
Lots of surprises,
been
right?
able to experience with menopause, and how we're drawing on our community to help us get through. So very exciting.
So we'd like to thank our sponsor, Kyle Donald. He's our lighting and sound extraordinaire. Thank you.
Awesome.
Amazing. So ladies, before we break down what's happening with our lives and all the new things, let's talk about this board.
Yes, I'm excited to talk about this board and then eat this board, right?
Yes.
So this is a really wonderful board. It covers a lot of bases, in my opinion, right? Like we've got all the luscious meats. We've got some prosciutto. We've got some spicy salami. We've got our traditional salami in this beautiful rose pattern, which I always love. Then we have some smoked salmon, which is always a favorite of mine. We have some squash that's been grilled.
Amazing.
Little extra. You know, we like squash, but when it's grilled, it's magnificent. Yes. We have some zucchini. What else did I put on here? Oh, I put some brie, right? And then we have some raspberries, some strawberries. We always love some seasonal fruit, right? And then also we have some sprigs of rosemary just to accent it. Yeah.
So colorful.
Yeah. I'm super hungry.
I cannot wait to eat it.
Thank you. This was a pretty simple one to put together, and it looks good.
Very good.
Great.
Awesome.
So, ladies,
Yes.
Yes.
let's talk a little bit about our lives right now.
Oh.
We're dealing with our new friends, new besties.
My God.
Hot flash?
Perry.
Oh, Perry.
Our buddy Perimenopause.
Perry and Many.
And Many. Menopause. Our two
and
girls. They're ready for us.
Oh my gosh.
And I know for me, there have been lots of surprises. And things very interestingly, I feel like my mom was really good about discussing kind of puberty when I was going through that. She was very open. I could ask all the questions. We had a great, discussion about it. She was like an open book.
An open book.
This thing. Okay,
Yeah.
she didn't tell me anything about this thing. Okay, we didn't. And every time something happens, I pick up that phone and I say, hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Here's a new thing.
Here's a new thing. And she's like, oh yeah, that's the thing. Oh, that's the thing you didn't tell me about.
That's wild. Just to jump in, when did she start perimenopause and then menopause?
So right around the time that I started. So for me, it's been about 2 years. So
Okay.
I am 46.
Okay.
And
You look good, girl.
Thank you guys.
Black don't crack.
Collagen.
Yes.
And about 2 years ago, I had my first surprise, which people don't tell you about because you think of menopause traditionally as a thing that slows down your cycle, right?
Right.
For me, I now have my cycle every 20 days.
Oh no.
I used to have it pretty consistently every 28 to 29 to 30 days. And now it's every just about almost 3 weeks, but not quite. And I get all the fun things that you get when you have your cycle, like all the bloating and all the PMS.
Yeah.
Except I get to have it every 3 weeks.
That sucks.
Nobody told me.
I bet your husband loves
My
that.
husband loves it. It's his favorite thing. He's like, oh no. Talk about favorite things from our last episode. That is his favorite thing.
Oh my God. He's got it on his calendar. He's like, oh, beware.
Yes.
Coming up.
So tell me, what were your favorite surprises that our new best friends brought to your lives?
For me, it was the hot flashes. Because my mom didn't talk about it.
Right.
And so I want to say when I was in high school, maybe I was sophomore, junior year, my mom was just naked all the time.
Yes.
Why?
Yes. Hello.
Sign up for this. Hello, fan.
We have a fan.
And we had the big fans because I'm from New York. And so we didn't have central AC. We didn't have any of that. So we had these big fans. And I'm like, what is happening?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
She didn't talk about it because she was of the generation
They never talked
where
about it.
everything is a secret.
That's right.
I don't know why.
I don't know
Right?
why.
So for me, I learned about it from watching an episode of Oprah.
Wow.
Because she had her old show.
Oh my
And she
goodness.
started talking about perimenopause. I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
And she was like, you could start perimenopause at the age of 35.
Yes.
And I was like,
No.
what?
Yes.
No.
True story. That's a true story.
And so for me, I was like, oh no, like I'm not ready for that because I was out living my life. I think at the time I was still dancing. I was doing my thing. I was like, I'm not ready to have kids. That means if I'm going into menopause, that means all the flow stops.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
That's what I thought as well.
And so I was like, I need to figure this out.
Yeah.
So that was tough for me. Like I had to start like rethinking my life because I was like, if my mom went into it so early,
Right. Yeah.
what does that
You.
mean for me? Because sometimes, it's genetic.
That's right.
So for me, I was very excited for peri and menopause to come.
Okay.
Because I was like, I don't need the cycle
Right.
anymore.
Children
Yeah.
are done.
The factory is closed.
Correct,
The
yes.
children have been had.
yes.
Yep.
Yes.
We don't need any more of them.
Right.
So why am I dealing with this thing every, couple weeks?
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, but my problem was, the thing that happened was the brain fog came.
Oh, yes. That brain
Right?
fog
Yep.
is not
And
a
so I'm
joke.
like, what is going on? Why do I feel so off?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I should have kept the period because
Yeah.
at least there was a cycle
My
that was
mind was
regular
clear.
that I was
Yes.
used to for so long. And now the brain fog is here.
Yes, yes.
And then the hot flashes are here.
Yes.
And I got the fan on all the
Yes.
time.
All the time.
And everybody thinks you're crazy.
And
yeah.
everyone thinks I'm crazy. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, so how long will this last?
Yes.
I know.
That's the
and that's
thing.
the tough part. It's
Yeah.
like, for me, like, what? Oh, gosh, I feel like, when did I have my son? He's 10.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years after I had him.
It was already.
Yeah, so it's been like 7 years.
Really?
Like, and hot flashes.
Oh my goodness
For
gracious.
Please
7
don't tell me that.
years.
We just have started.
I can't. I have to say
sorry.
that it's been really nice. I've noticed lately, just in the past, even 6 months to a year, we've seen a lot of engagement on menopause. I've started to see on social media, people talking about it. A lot of celebrities have been, starting foundations to talk about it because really there was no information. Like that's the thing. When I first got those first symptoms and I was like,
look it up and see, what are people saying?
Why don't I know anything about it? Why have I never seen anything? But I will say that I think the consciousness around this issue has really just started to open up. And we really need our friends.
Yes.
We really need like our family and our friends to kind of like support us on this. And so finding that community on social media, I mean, there's so many bad things that we say about social media, but for me, that has been like such a positive thing where I've learned a lot ahead of when it happens to me. And that's been a saving grace. It's been really good just for my overall like feelings about this period of my life.
Yeah. I think right now, though, also, women are talking about all the things more than ever before.
Yes.
I feel like everything was a
all
secret
the
before.
topics that were taboo.
And so, like, we've, like, put all of our, like, mom and grandmom's mess to bed.
Yes.
We're like,
we don't gatekeep around here. Like that's what I was going to say about social media. Is it used to be like a very curated situation. And your house is perfect and your kids are perfect and all the things. And now I feel like women are really taking their ownership and their energy back, and they're like, let me show you what's not perfect. Let me show you what I'm struggling with. And then you're able to find like, common ground with those women. And those are the women that I actually follow. I don't really follow like, the perfectly curated accounts anymore.
No one needs that kind of stress in their life.
I like the real stuff. I like someone to be like, I'm having a hot flash right now, and I identify with you, and it's okay.
And I'm burning from the inside.
All of us.
All the way to the outside.
To your point, I love that even like some of like the female celebrities are speaking up about it. Like even look at like Halle Berry. Right? Like she's like really become an activist.
She has.
And she's like helping to like push forward like legislation about like menopause and like how it's affecting us. And I'm like, wow, that's so dope that she's like using her platform for something other than like promoting projects. Like she's like, no, like we need to like help women and like get this done.
Gabrielle Union is another one.
Oh,
She's really started to, use her platform to talk about what's been going on and how, we are needing to get together as a community to support one another and to share information, which is huge.
I love that.
Tabitha Brown also.
Oh
I
my
really
gosh,
love her
she's
material.
so funny
she's
when she
just
talks
so
about
raw
it,
and real.
Yes, which I love.
Yeah, she's that's what she's dealing with right now, and she's really talked about how it's like affected the dynamic of her and her husband with her kids and all of that. But she's also made it super real, but also pretty funny and relatable. So
which I love.
I mean, talking about like when you have a partner, right? Speaking to that point.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It impacts them so much.
It really does. And they don't even know.
They don't even know.
No, they don't even know. It's so funny because I remember being pregnant the first time and like my husband like calling my sisters and being like, I don't know why she's been possessed by somebody, and I kind of feel she's different than the person I said yes to, and I kind of feel like we've evolved now to go back to that place where it's like I can fully acknowledge with myself that I've had a moment.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna tell him that. Yes. You guys don't tell him that.
No, we won't tell him.
But like I for sure can say like, oh yeah, that argument we just had or whatever we just disagreed on, that I'm sure he went back and was like, what happened? What is she talking about? And I was like, oh, that was definitely Perry.
Yeah. Perry was speaking at that moment.
Yes, that wasn't me. Perry took over.
She took over the ship.
And so I know he's like, okay, this needs to be done. This needs to be over.
We'll blame it on the M factor.
Yeah.
Like the documentary that's coming out.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Or I think it's out.
It's out, yes. I think that's going to be so great. The Menopause Journey, is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think it's the M factor.
The M factor.
It's like demystifying something.
Yeah.
Don't like quote us on the subtitle, but the title
and
is
we'll
the
link
it.
it.
We'll put it in the description below
for sure because again, like just media, covering and making content for us around this issue and really starting to help us to coalesce, so that we can again share information. The content has been amazing around, information for menopause. Movies, television shows have been covering it. I feel like even sitcoms really covering it in a real way, not just in like a making fun of it kind of way,
Correct.
but really sharing real, true facts and information, which I greatly appreciate.
Definitely. It's important. I mean, like, and I'm more of a hybrid, right? Like, so I'm more like Eastern medicine and Western medicine. I'm looking for that hybrid. And so I love the fact that like there was a period of time where like we weren't getting real information about how to address these issues. And now I feel like we are, but like on both sides. And so I'm very like trying to figure out like what herbs should I be taking? Like I understand that estrogen and lack thereof is an issue, but I also am like, okay, like in addition to that, what other things can I be doing to be able to like help myself and get there? I mean, we have some of that on our board today.
Yes, for sure.
That can help us get there.
What are some of your favorite things around kind of helping you maneuver like all the things that happen at this point in our lives, including menopause, but, things that you feel like are really helping you get through?
Well, this fan.
New bestie. Yeah, oh, I know.
The fan on your hair.
Thank you, yes.
So I've always been a person that runs cold, right? So I've always been like, turn out the air conditioning. Oh my gosh, it's too cold in here. I need a jacket. I need a sweater. I'm going to go into the mall. I'm going to freeze. Or when I go into the office, I know I need something to cover up. I can't even tell you, this body is different.
Yeah.
This body needs a fan.
Yeah.
I have a fan at night. I point it towards me.
Yes.
And all night long, it has to be blowing on me.
Yeah. Same. So I agree. Like I have, like you have the AC, but I also have a fan.
Wait, so do you use the AC at night as well, or just the fan?
Oh no, both.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's talk about our temperatures.
Because I go up and down at night.
And how far along are you on your menopause journey?
Okay, so let's do that.
You don't have to say.
She already said.
No, yeah. So
You're 7 years along.
7 years in.
Yeah, I'm probably. I think I stopped my period maybe like 6 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am perimenopause and I'm 2 years into that and just started experiencing hot flashes maybe about 5 or 6 months ago. And I was the same. I used to run really cold. In addition to that, I now wake up in the middle of the night. I was discussing this with Monica the other night.
Oh my God. It's the worst.
And that is a new thing for me too. I'm a very 8 hours a night kind of girl.
Yep.
So this, waking up at 4:44, JZ, is it's not going well for me. So Monica had made a really good suggestion about magnesium. And she takes a specific kind that really has helped, kind of help her to be more restful through the night.
I've noticed that, like, the sleeping has been, there was a time where it was just up and down. My sleep was solid, and then it was waking up at odd hours and getting on my phone, which is not healthy, and then staying up an extended amount of time, trying to go back to sleep, and then not feeling fully rested because it's broken sleep. Right. So what I've been taking is magnesium glycinate. It's a specific type of magnesium. I take 2 pills, and the way I actually do it, and this is a little tip so that you don't stay up too late. Because I know us moms, us busy moms, we have that me time at the end of the night, and then we end up staying up to 2 o'clock in the morning and feeling super tired for the rest of the next day. So what I do is I actually take it at 7 p.m. So it's in my system at 7 p.m. Then I go about my routine, my nighttime routine. And by 10 o'clock, I'm tired. I'm ready for bed. And then I go to sleep and I'm able to get a full night's sleep.
Nice.
So that's something that I have adjusted ever since Miss Perry came into my life.
I love that. And, we're not medical professionals.
We are not, so please know, yes, we're not doctors.
What works for Monica
may
work for me, but it may not work for you. We're just sharing information on what works for us. So you should absolutely check with, whoever your medical professionals are and see, experiment. It really is like trial and error.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
100%.
Yeah. You may take magnesium and I may take burdock root. I don't know.
Yes, for sure. And I may take Cabernet.
So what we didn't talk about is, I know we talked about some celebrities, but I have a menopause mentor.
Oh, I need a menopause mentor.
Michelle Obama.
Yes.
Lady
I know she's like all the things.
She's all the mentor for all the things.
She's for all the things, but also menopause. She talks about it.
Yeah. We should literally have a hashtag menopause mentor.
I would love that.
We should.
I think that's so dope. She talks about how she gets together with her friends, some of which who are doctors, and they just hash it all out.
Yeah.
And they're open. They leave it all on the table.
Love that.
Nobody judges each other. And they're like, look, this is where we are in our lives. But they accept it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Their
and
resources.
that's the part. It's like, this is where
look
we
at her.
are.
She looks amazing.
She looks fantastic.
I want her to be my mentor.
That part.
How do we get on that?
How do we get on that? How do we get on that?
Hi, Michelle. Could you be our mentor? Hashtag menopause mentor.
There's a seat here for you.
There's definitely room
always
here.
a seat for you at the table.
There's definitely room for you.
So in today's episode, we have been discussing menopause, all the ways it's been affecting our lives, and some fun tips about how to make your way through this part of our lives. We really so appreciate you joining us on this season of our podcast. So we want to thank all of our boardies at home for allowing us to do on camera what we normally do off camera. Just really having honest conversations with one another and some fun banter. And just, talking about all of the things that we normally do. We are going to be having a launch party to celebrate all the hard work that it took to put this podcast together. Yeah. It's a lot of hard work. We didn't know it looked easy, and that's why we did it. But we were wrong. So we hope that you're going to come and celebrate with us. We will have tickets available for you to join us live and in person so that we can really share this fun and amazing journey with you.
Please like and subscribe and follow us at The Board Squad on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. We'll see you at the launch party.
See you there.
Bye.